Hello and welcome back to turn 15 and Don't Tread on Me. Well, not really welcome back to turn 15 because this is turn 15. So let's jump right in. Let's look at a couple of things first. From last turn, you know that we did not win the game. The Liberty Bell ticked up to 8. So we are one more Liberty Bell tick away from defeat, but we have 2 more turns. So in theory, if I were to stop this Liberty Bell from reaching 9 in the next 2 turns, I could still win this game. There's still some problems. We still have this stack in Carolina and a stack forming in New England again. So this turn kind of looks like the last turn, really. So it's going to be just as difficult to try to stop this thing from going up again, but we'll give it a shot. So let's go ahead and get our stuff to... get our markers in the right positions. Game turn marker on 15, and this is early 1782. It is a winter attrition turn. So you remember that's where the continental armies have to check to see if they survive the winter. And honestly, in this turn, I hope they all survive because, well, maybe not these guys in New York, but these other guys, I kind of hope they survive because right now the Continentals, there's no more Continentals in the American Rebels force pool over here, so that would be nice if we can keep it that way, because it would keep all these smugglers from feeding into these states. So we'll see. We'll hope. So let's see, how much money do I get this turn? £8. That's not good. I think the king has given up on this war already. Okay, we're only getting £8, and let's go look at the news. Admiral Rodney. All right, what is that? Let's see. Okay, Admiral Rodney. Deliberately violating the Royal Navy's arcane fighting instructions that kept the fleet from close engagement with the enemy, Rodney sails through the French battle of the Saints in 1782. Roll a die. On a roll of 1 to 4, Rodney wins. Oh, this is actually good. On a 1 to 4, Rodney wins. Remove the French army and fleet from the game. On a roll of 5-6, Rodney loses. Remove a 1 4 strength and 1 3 strength British naval unit from the game. That's not good. This a lot hinging on this die roll there for my navy. We'll roll the red die. Why not? And see what we get here. That is a 5, and Rodney loses. That's bad for us. So I have to remove a 4 strength and a 3 strength naval unit from the game. Okay, so a 4 and a 3. We'll just grab these 2, I guess. And they are out of the game. And I think that was the only news event, other than, well, we have the Lord North resigns option again. The only way that's going to happen is if this Liberty Bell actually goes down, which theoretically there's a chance it could happen. It would take a battle in Hudson Highlands to drive out these Continentals, and then that would put Congress into flight, and then they would have to stay in flight. But it's remotely possible. So we'll see what happens when you get there. All right, Smugglers phase. We're going to place 2 Smugglers. Not that we need any more, but we're just going to take 2 of these out. And see where the first one goes. It goes into the North Atlantic. I don't like that. And then the second one goes into Long Island Sound. I don't like that either. Okay. Rebase the French fleet. This is not a hurricane season, so they're going to go to the Caribbean. I think they're already there, aren't they? No, where are they? They're in Boston, so they're going to come down to Caribbean. And now attack the Smugglers. Well, this is going to be some fault here because I only have £8. I still have some units I'm going to have to buy. Looked like all I'm left with are the 1 pound foot units. So there's 3. We're going to get 5 more, so yeah, I'll have enough. 8 pounds is enough to buy all 8 of those units if I don't attack right now. So, well, let's see. Now we do have a smuggler feeding into Virginia. 2 smugglers, actually, because we have this privateer still down here. Ooh. Let's see. And I've got Parker and Graves. And so really looking, it's kind of like last turn. I need to keep Virginia, Pennsylvania, and New York to have any hope of keeping this Liberty Bell from moving. And it's going to be a battle in New York again. And see, we still have these smugglers coming into Pennsylvania and Virginia. I really don't want to spend 2 pounds on smugglers. If anything, it'll be just 1 pound. And then it's going to be a 50-50 shot of knocking out the smuggler. But where would I want to take that shot? We have the horse unit still in Virginia, so I can kind of react to what's going on there. It's risky, but... And then there's New York. Well... And like I said, we do have winter attrition coming up, so right now, in theory, smugglers can't place Continentals, but that is empty, isn't it? I think it is. I said it was empty. Yeah, 0 Continental armies in there, so I think... You know, I think I'm going to... not use my ships this turn. I think I'm going to just save everything for purchasing units. And just see how that works out. It's a tough decision. I really, at this point, I'm hemming and hawing because I'm really looking at not so much even Virginia, but New York and Pennsylvania. And it's only because the horse unit is in Virginia. I really can't react too much in New York or Pennsylvania. But it's going to hurt to have those Continentals come in randomly, so... But do I have enough units to try to take back New York and hold on to these other, you know... No, okay. All right, here I will. I am gonna take a shot. We're gonna spend 1 pound and we are gonna take a shot at Pennsylvania, I'm gonna say. I think Virginia, having the horse unit, I'm at least able to react to whatever happens with those 2 Continentals if they do come in. Not so much in Pennsylvania. There is Quaker County here, but well, see, now thinking again though, it's either going to be no, yeah, let's take the shot in Pennsylvania. Let's just see what happens. All right, so Graves has got to get 3 or less to take out that smuggler. He doesn't. I should have left well enough alone. All right, so he didn't. Smuggler stays. And I wasted 1 pound. So shadow the French fleet. Yes, we will go ahead and do that. That's not going to hurt, so we'll just put this here with the French fleet. Doesn't cost us a thing to do that. And then we go to winter attrition. And it said 3, I believe. Yeah, so... So the Continentals are going to have to roll higher than 3 to survive with some modifications. So let's start in New England. There are 3 in... let's just spread them out so I can start doing the check here. So there's 3 in Rhode Island, and that is a town or fort, so they get +2 for that. And I think that's it. Yep, so starting with the top one there, he's got to get 3 or higher to survive. So it's 2 plus 2 is 4, so he does survive. And like I said, we really kind of want to see these guys survive. I don't want him in the force pool. Next one. Yep, he survives. And then this other one also survives, so that's good. And then down here we have 1 continental in Massachusetts shore. And he survives. Okay. We have these 2 in New York. Starting on the left. And there's some modifications here too. So Washington's there, so it's +2. So really he rolled a 7. But I only needed to roll higher than a 3. And then this other guy rolls 3 plus 2. Yeah, he survives. So far so good. And now we come down to the massive stack in Carolina. I think these are all, well, except for the French army here. I think these are all, oh no, there's a continental. There's another continental. I was going to say, I thought these are all cause units, but there's so many units in here that there's continentals in there too. So let's just, oh my goodness, yeah. We're hoping for a lot of, the good news is they're in Carolina, so they do get a, they're in a town, so they're going to get +2 for that. Let's see, yeah, they get +2 for that. They're in Carolina, so they get +2 for that. So that's +4 already. So I don't, so if they roll a 1, it's going to be a +2 automatically. Actually, I don't think I even roll. I think they're all going to survive because they're in Carolina. So +2 for the town, +2 for Carolina. So that's 4, yeah. So they had to get 3. No need to roll. That's good. So that's going to leave the... Now I'm really wishing I hadn't attacked that smuggler, but that's going to leave the continentals in the force pool will be at 0 still. So that was good. No winter attrition killed no continentals. So far so good. Now amnesty. So amnesty will happen here because we have more than 5 units in the prisoner war box. So I've got to pull out 5 of these, and I'm pretty sure loyalty isn't a concern here anymore because, you know, I'm in 2 turns to go, so I'm not too worried about pulling the Hessians out if I need to. So this is going to be more of a case of let's look at where I need what type of unit. So anything above, I said 5, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 are coming out. Okay, so definitely going to want to attack in Hudson Highlands. And this is a wilderness county. Unfortunately, there's a strength 3 continental in there. So there's 5 total for the continentals. And it looks like my these Hessians are good in wilderness. This loyalist is good in wilderness. We do have this loyalist, which is good in wilderness, and so is this one. Now some other potential areas where battles may occur would be in Pennsylvania. Well, no, I take that back because, like I said, there's nobody coming in through smugglers, so we're looking good in Pennsylvania and Virginia right now. So it's going to be a case of really, this is interesting. So really it's going to be a case of taking New York, not worrying about these reinforcements. I mean, we do have cause units that can come in. Yeah, so mainly the main battle is going to be Hudson Highlands again in this wilderness county, and I really would love to drive Congress into flight. So we're definitely gonna go for that. But I'm looking at these other counties. We have 2 town fort counties and 2 farmland counties. So definitely the priorities are going to be like these 2 units are strong in towns and farm. This is, well, they all are really. So there's a 3. These are 3s. These are 3s, 2s. Here's a 3. So I think I'm going to pull out... I think I'm going to pull out these 3. Yeah, let's just grab these 3. That leaves 5, and that, as per the amnesty rules, is what you do, so we're good there. There's no paroles because there's no rebels in prison, so now we go to purchase units. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was miscounting on my... I guess my smugglers. I guess I was looking at... I thought more units were coming out of there, but it's anything above 5, so... That's actually a good thing then. So I didn't really screw up that bad. I probably should have tried to attack another one. Who knows? I would have had the money to do it. 1, 2... Well, I could use the strength 4 instead of the 1, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because it's going to take 6 pounds to get these out. So that's going to take us down to 1. And that will bring all of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like I said, the priority is a wilderness, so we're going to look at... Definitely going to have these 2 go in there, because that's going to be... I said they're at 5. This will put us at 5. Congress is there, so that's going to be a column shift, unfortunately, in the favor of the rebels. So there's that. So that's going to be not a good thing. All right, so we know for sure this loyalist unit's coming up here, and this loyalist unit's coming up here. Is that right? Don't want to do that? Yeah, let's do that for now, starting. Okay, so like I said, we are going to have cause units coming in, so we got to watch out for that. And the problem there is, like I said, if a cause unit gets placed randomly into one of these empty counties, there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. The only way to defend against that would be to put 4 units out into each. I could do it, but the problem there is that leaves this battle, the odds are really too even for my liking if I do that. And I still would kind of like to put a rebel unit. I'd like to put a kind of a throwaway unit in here too, because this is getting a little out of hand too. So by putting a British unit here, it would stop any reinforcements coming out of New England, just like I did in Carolina down here. So and that is wilderness up there, but like I said, I don't really care too much if I put the throwaway unit up there. I don't care too much about what happens to it, so I would have to get rid of one of these. This guy's still a strength 2 in the wilderness. That would give me 5, 6, 7. So if I put him in here, I feel a little better about that attack. I mean, Washington's there too, but that's just going to be a loyalty thing, so we're not concerned about that anymore. Now, the mistake I made last time was I had, the battle was here, and while I really thought I put a lot of thought into winning that battle, I didn't think too much about, what would happen if I didn't win the battle. And so what happened was these Continentals retreated, and I should have had a unit in Hudson Highlands here, and that's basically what cost me the game, ultimately. Could have cost me the game anyway, most likely. So I'm looking here at, so now if these Continentals, if I win this battle, and they retreat, then they're going to go, and now that they're in Hudson Highlands, they can go either way here. So it'd be nice to have units in these counties, unless I can pursue. That's a different issue, but if I can't pursue, then that would leave them stuck in New York, and I would lose the state, which I don't want. Same thing down here. If I have a cause unit come in and he lands in one of these empty counties, there's not much I can do about it. And by not much, I mean there's nothing I can do about it, save for, you know, a minor campaign or something that would change the board a little bit. I have 3 units. Really need to take New York, and I really need to hold Pennsylvania. So Quaker County is a farmland. Any of these units would be good in here. And any of these units would be good in around Philadelphia because they're strength 3, so that's good. Honestly, they would be good in any of these counties. Yeah. This is a stronghold. Of course, that doesn't matter much because New York is at loyalty 1. I am tempted to put, let's say, one of these guys into Quaker County. One of these guys into, honestly, it doesn't matter here. The rebels, their priority, retreat priority is where I'd drive them, I guess. If I'm sitting here, they're going to go to the empty county here. See, that's why I really need to cover New York in my mind here completely. I could move this loyalist over, but then there's an empty county there, so that's not good either, so I can't do that. And another option is to gamble and put one of these up into Maine and Nova Scotia with the hopes of keeping any reinforcements from coming out of there. There are 4 Continentals up there right now, so 2 plus the Kaz unit could spill out if there's a major campaign. So, what to do? I am going to put another British unit in River Forts. Man, I'm tempted to place this one either in Hudson Valley or... Now, I hesitate to put him in the around Philadelphia county because this is a blue dye county, and what would happen if there is a battle there, it's going to draw in the French army. So for that reason alone, I'm thinking now either Hudson Valley or Maine and Nova Scotia for this last guy. And we saw last turn what happens if you don't plan on retreats. So putting this unit in here would... I kind of have to. I can't, you know, this is it could be the last turn, so I really can only defend. I would love to put a throwaway unit up here, but I just don't feel like I can. I don't think I have enough units to do it. One more. If I had one more unit, I could, but all right, we're going to do that. Takes us down to 1 pound. That's going to be my... That's going to be it. That's going to be my placement. So that's going to do a deployment. No need to march, no horse action, just move George, because I'm not going to move anybody. I got everybody kind of where I want them. I'll take one last look to make sure. The only thing I would consider doing at this point is bringing this loyalist unit into this battle. That would give me, what are we up to here? 7 against 5. That would put me at 10 against 5. Remember I said that there is going to be a column shift, and it does leave an opening for those rebels to retreat into that county, which would leave them in New York. I'm not going to do it. Not going to change anything. We're just going to move George Washington to the state with the most British players, and I don't think this is a no. So he's probably going to stay right where he's at. So you have 4, 3, and then tons. So he's just going to stay in New York. And this is going to take us to our first battle phase. The all-critical battle in New York again. So it's going to be in Hudson Highlands. These Continentals are coming out. And it looks like it's up to the Loyalists. Okay, so I said New Yorkers at 1. Yep, they're at 1. And I don't think the only call for militia here, there's no... Well, we do get a +1 because Vermont. So we do get a +1 on the roll. So that's a good thing. So let's see what happens here with the call for militia. 4. So they only get 2. It's not too bad, I guess. Well, it's already at 2. Look at there. So that will give them 2 to our none. We would... What could I've gotten here? So, well, they would have gotten 2 anyway, I guess. So that's all right. And then I'm trying to see. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I guess I'm not. So it's just we are attacking in the wilderness at 2, 4, 7. So it's 7. And they are defending at 5, 6, 7. So they are defending at 7. We know that's on the 100%. But like I said, oops. It is a Congress is in there, so that's a column shift. Unfortunately, that's going to be in the favor of the rebels. Not good. So we are going to attack and hope for a high number. We get a 4, which is kind of high. It's a counterattack. So they're going to attack us on the 100% column. No modifiers. So they attack, and we're hoping for a very low number. And we don't. We get we get a very high number, which is the worst thing that can happen. Which is a defender eliminated, unfortunately. So all of that thought and all that backing up did me absolutely no good. So that is going to put these Continentals back into Hudson Highlands. Their loyalty will decrease. Again, we don't really care about loyalty at this point, but it does decrease. So, okay, worst thing that could have happened. So, battle. No. So we just keep going here. So no more battles. I don't think. Nope. This is gonna be a rapid, quick end to this game. I've got a feeling, but let's see. We still could have a minor campaign that could maybe help us. I don't know. Form committees of safety. We roll. We roll to see where this guy's going to go. It's a 4, so that is state 4. So we get a random placement of 2. We get so he's going to go into the wilderness here. And then we place the Continentals, but like I said, there's we'll turn this interface back on here real quick. There's no Continentals in here, so there will be no placement. There will simply be a reduction in loyalty in all these states that, and it's every state because every state has a smuggler. So I believe, let me look. I think it's a -1 to each state. Let's see, where are we at here? Double checking the -1 in the rule book. So if a smuggler is, if there are no more Continentals in the rebel force pool, then it's a reduction of -1. And yeah, so so Virginia is the only one that's going to matter here. It's going to come down to a 9. Everybody else is already pretty low anyway. So quick placement phase. And then we move George Washington to the state with the most continentals. I think that's going to be still New York. Yeah, so he's not going to move out of New York. And then we go into the second battle phase. So the only battle now is going to be in Virginia. So we will bring in the Cos unit and the Hessian. And yes, we will have a British horse reaction. So there's no, it's not a check for French intervention. Virginia's loyalty is at 9. There is no, well, there is a modifier. We get a -1 for having Hessians in this battle. So it will be a -1 to our die roll. And let's see what we get. A 5 becomes a 4. So we get 2, they get 2. And they're the attackers here. So in the wilderness, so they're attacking at 2, 4, and we're defending at 7, 9. So that is on the less than 50%, and they attack. And they get a 5, which is an exchange. Wow, they're rolling good this turn, which is bad news for us. So it's an exchange. Good news in that we do win. So they were attacking at, I said, 2, 4. So we have to eliminate 4. So this counts. So now it's only, we have to eliminate 2. We will eliminate the Hessian unit because I want that horse out there to be able to move around should he have to. He shouldn't have to, though. And we won in Virginia, so that's a loyalty increase. Reset this. And that is the only battle in that second battle phase, right? 99% sure. Okay. And now we come to conduct rebel campaigns. So this, here I'm actually honestly kind of hoping for a minor campaign in New York. Not kind of hoping. I'm really hoping, because that's really the only way now I can get those units out of New York. So let's roll our 2 D6s and see what we get. And we get, oh, see, that's bad. Well, is that bad? Yeah, that's bad. No, is that bad? Well, it's a major campaign in Virginia, so that is bad. Okay, so let's see. Let's just step through it. First thing first is, since it is a, let's mark it. We rolled a 5. Oh no, wait, that's Carolina. I'm mixing up sea zones and states again. Actually, this major campaign is going to be in Carolina. So this does have the potential to be very bad, because that's where the French army and all those continentals are. So, well, first things first, they will get reinforced, but they only get a Cos unit. So we'll pull a Cos unit out, and it will be placed in the lowest numbered rebel-occupied county, which is Piedmont. Oh, not Piedmont. It is, what is it? Charlestown. So they will get that reinforcement. They won't get a continental because, again, they're none left. And they will go on their major campaign. So, where do we go here? Because I'm looking, we got to check for see if it's extended. And this is where I was hoping I would have had the other unit to put in New York, but I didn't. It would have helped here. So we leave 2 continentals behind, randomly selected. So I'm just going to do the 1, 2, 3 thing. So let's on a 1, 2, or 3, they will stay behind. Anything else they go. So this guy will go. This guy will go. I'm just going to leave these 2 behind. So they stay in the critical county, and then anything above that goes to the major campaign state. I'll just throw them down there. We'll stack them down there for now. And then they can't provide extended support because there are British units up there. So that's just going to leave this massive stack, and they will go on their march. So the attack protocol is attack any units in the same county. No, then attack the nearest British forces to the left, then to the right. So this poor loyalist unit down here will be attacked. So the battle marker goes into Tidewater. This massive stack to the battle box. This is where the battle is. This is for fun. Let's split all this out. Let's see. Pretty sure it's going to be on the 400 plus column, but let's just see what we're dealing with here. I mean, after all, we could have a new record for strength points in an attack, right? It's possible. No, not in there. I knew he was going to do that. So let's just slide them all out along the track here. Yeah, so farmland, right? So, oh, and then there, we didn't do the militia call yet. So Carolina is at 0. Like they need more strength points, but we need them, so maybe we'll get something. Who knows? No other modifiers at 0. Let's see. I don't think we can get anybody. Well, we could if we roll a 6. Well, we do. We get 1. They get 2 more. So now let's see what they get. Where are we at? So yeah, farmland. I said so. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13. Wait a minute, I messed myself up here. This is why I wanted to kind of. Let's get them in an easier to count formation here. So let's do that again. I'm not sure why my phone's bling, but it is. Let's do that again.
Just a moment.
We have Siri joining us, but we don't need that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16, 18, 21, 24, 31, 33, 35, 36, 37, 38. I think that is a record for this game. So 38 divided by 2, 3. Yeah, that's definitely going to put them on the 400. Well, so let's see. In Tidewater, let's see. I believe, honestly, I think if they roll a 1, I think that would be enough to stop the major campaign. It would be. So interestingly enough, if they roll a 1, that would stop them from continuing on. Let's see what happens. They don't. They roll a 3. So a 3 is a defender eliminated. Not surprising. So they're eliminated. And Carolina, their loyalty is already at 0. No changes there. So basically now what's going to happen is they're going to sweep through the state, and they will end up in a planned operation. So they're all going to go into this critical county first, and then they will conduct a planned operation against Virginia. So this isn't this isn't what we wanted to see, but let's go ahead and keep going. So so they will reinforce the same way. And if we look at placing reinforcements, lowest numbered rebel occupied, no. Lowest number empty county. Well, we do have an empty county in Virginia. It's Piedmont. I'm going to use this just to mark the fact that they're all in Piedmont now. And so now we will go to their attack, which will be any British units in the same county. No. Attack nearest. So they're going to have to go to Tidewater next. So this loyalist unit will now fight them in Tidewater. I think we said we had 38. Well, let's see. We're in wilderness now. Okay, so let's reset this. We'll have to recount it because it is Tidewater. So Virginia loyalty is at 10. And Tidewater, there's no modifiers here, so it's a straight roll. Ooh, a 6. So 2 for us and none for them. Well, that's a little better, I guess. So 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 23, 25, 26, 28, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37. So let's see, they're attacking at 37. I'm defending at 4. Plus 2 is 6. I bet we're still in the 400% column. And we're still hoping for a 1. So let's see. Nope, they get a 5. Well, that's not good. So eliminated. And then they're going to continue on. They will come into south side. So they're still at 37. We are defending at 1 plus, well, we have to roll again. We're in a stronghold, so we get plus 1. So we get 2, they get 9. And so 37 divided by 2 plus 2 is 4. We're still going to be on the 40% column, trust me. So, and they roll a 6. Surprisingly, we were eliminated. So, and then they march into Hampton Roads. Well, the good thing is there's no need to roll for French intervention. I'm not even going to go through the motions of checking for militia. It's just going to be a roll on the 400% column. And again, eliminated, so that puts them in the last county, which is the critical county. So that's where they're all going to end up. They're going to all go back into Hampton Roads, crushing any hopes I had of, honestly, I did make a mistake here, and the mistake was 2 Continentals would have stayed in Carolina. It wouldn't have mattered. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered. Nothing would have changed die roll wise. So they're going to pile back into, let's get the French. We don't want the French on the bottom. And I think he was supposed to stay behind too, which still wouldn't have affected anything. So instead of a 38, they would have had a 32. I'm not going to wake the, oops. Okay, so yeah, let's just pile these all back in here. So it may not have been a record, since I included these in the count, may not have been a record strength point for the game anyway. Although I still think it might have been darn close. Okay, so they all go back into there. And that will do it for the conduct rebel campaigns phase. We go to logistics phase. I don't care about trading with the enemy. Naval transports. I don't care. Nothing I can do. No point in all this. And basically it's just going to take us into the determined state control part of this game. We'll get this out of here. And yeah, so I not only lost the target state, I did not hold on to New York. So Liberty Bell will tick up to a 9, and that will do it. That's all it takes in this game is for the Liberty Bell to hit a 9. So that's it. No point in even continuing on. Don't need random events. Don't need any of that other stuff other than to say What a game. Wow. So this game, you saw it start off really good and turn around and go really bad. And like I said at the beginning, this is one of the reasons why I like this game so much, because it can change in an instant. It's a very, very challenging solitaire game. So here's what the final game board looks like. Lots of British and the prisoners of war box. The rebels control 1, 2, 3 states. We control only one. We have one unit in. We have 3 units in New York, so it is contested. But wow, it did change, and it changed hard. So there you go. As per, and we'll take a look at what it says here in the, where did I go? The victory and defeat. This is 13-6. If the Liberty marker reaches 9 or higher, the British player is catastrophically defeated, and the rebels have won the Revolutionary War. And so it says, if it doesn't concern, we could have played one more turn, but it did go up to 9, so that is that. There will be no turn 16. We got darn close, though. So if we look at on the victory chart, it says a 9 or higher is a British disaster, and it looks like oh yeah, so it's just a little write-up about what happens after that. But so that's it. That's Don't Tread on Me, by Ben Madison and Wes Ernie. A fantastic solitaire game. I will. I may do a follow-up, either video or write-up on Armchair Dragoons about overall thoughts on this game, a little more detail about Don't Tread on Me. So take a look for that either here or over on Armchair Dragoons. Just some more thoughts on the game itself. Again, if you don't have this and you have any interest at all in solitaire play, it's this, in my opinion, so far is the my number one go-to game for solitaire. It's just an excellent design. I believe this game was based on, I think there's a Vietnam solitaire game. I actually own that game as well. And you will see it at some point on the table. So it'll be interesting to see how that compares to this. But this is a must-buy for anybody that has an interest in solitaire games and the Revolutionary War. I think it does a good job of capturing the theme of the Revolutionary War, especially when you add this really cool map. I did post this map on Armchair Dragoons. If you have any interest at all in printing out your own board, you can go to Armchair Dragoons, stop by and see, register and say hi in the, there's an introduction form, but you can grab this file in the My Own Worst Enemy section, and you can have it printed out. I think it's Print and Play Games, and I think it was the 18x24 board that I used to print this thing out, and I've got a picture of the printed out board over at Armchair Dragoons, and it looks really nice when you print it out, and you have all the actual counters on there. It's a beautiful game, I think, with this map. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed our our inaugural game at My Own Worst Enemy that I started in April, and it went all the way to August. But that's it. Thanks again if you stuck with me this far, and please continue to watch. I will have some new stuff coming up, and we definitely have some more Ben Madison, Wes Ernie games slated to appear. So keep a lookout for that. And thanks for watching.